Hey, what is up mortals? It's Kiki here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into the Ajin from the Ajin Demi-Human anime. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So let's get started. Today we'll be taking a look at the Demi-Humans known as Ajin. We'll be reviewing their history, how they work, and look into the possibility of any causative factors for their near godlike status. This will contain spoilers for the anime, manga, and some extended universe animations. With that said, let's hop to it. In the series, the first Ajin we're shown is the main character Kei Nagai, who, after getting hit by a bus and dying, rises up moments later with tendrils of black smoke pouring from his body, proving to all witnesses that Kei is an Ajin. But before we get too far into the story, let's venture to the past and take a look at the first Ajin. In 1990, 17 years before Kei's story starts, there's a soldier in Africa who dies repeatedly only to get up moments later and continue fighting. This feat awarded him with the title Soldier of God. Not long after the appearance of this Soldier of God, the American government captured him and confirmed he was, in fact, unkillable. The Americans tried to keep this under wraps, but eventually word got out and the world knew of these unkillable beings. After this information made it to the world, every country's government started looking for Ajin, but those searching for Ajin were presented with a mighty challenge as Ajin have no discerning features. The only way to confirm if someone is really an Ajin is to see them die or if they are around other Ajin. We'll get to that later. It is because of this that there are only 47 confirmed Ajin so far in the series, with only 16 of them being named. However, it is heavily insinuated that there are far more Ajin than this. It is unknown if they are hiding from the government or are simply unaware of their status as they have not died yet. Now that we have a pretty good idea of the history of Ajin, let's take a look at what they can do. The first trait an Ajin will present is their immortality. Ajin's immortality can function in one of two ways. The first way an Ajin can regenerate is by retrieval. It will pull smaller parts of its body to the largest remaining portion. For example, if an Ajin is decapitated and the head is left in range, the head will reattach to the body. One of the more interesting things about this type of regeneration is that nothing can stop it. If an Ajin dies with the largest part of their body and the smaller part separated by a wall, the smaller parts will simply break the wall while en route to the larger portion. The second type of regeneration that an Ajin can perform is simply rapidly creating new cells similar to the regeneration shown in characters like Deadpool or Wolverine. This second type of regeneration is also the only way to kill an Ajin. The series' main antagonist Sato reveals this to Kei during their first fight. He explains that while an Ajin can't die, you can still kill them, at least the version of them that is currently alive. That sounds a little convoluted, so let me explain it in a way that most are familiar with: teleportation. The working theory for how teleportation would work in the real world is that whatever is put into a teleporter would be copied, disintegrated, and then pasted somewhere else. While the copy would be exactly the same if one were to teleport a human, the original version would be completely gone. This is what is meant by killing an Ajin. While an exact copy will take their place and it will have the same memories, the original Ajin is effectively dead. Now that the meaning of this is clear, how can it be accomplished? It's actually fairly simple. If someone decapitates an Ajin and takes the head far enough away that it can't be pulled back to the body, about 12 to 15 feet, a new head will grow in place of the old one. All of this will occur while the original head watches, and once the new head is finished being created, the original will die. Although this may make Ajin seem easy to defeat, they're more than a one-trick pony. For example, most Ajin can utilize a scream which paralyzes all who hear by seizing the victim's nervous system. This is very easy for humans to work around, as simply plugging one's ears will render the attack ineffective. A power that most Ajin possess, which is far more difficult to render ineffective, is their Black Ghost or IBM. A black ghost is a faceless humanoid figure made out of an Ajin's invisible black matter, with a body that appears to be made out of bandages similar to hand wraps worn by boxers and MMA fighters. Along with this, a black mist akin to that seen when an Ajin is resetting is shown radiating out of the black ghost. Very little is known about black ghosts. One of the leading theories is that they are what make an Ajin immortal. What is known about black ghosts is that they are the most dangerous tool an Ajin possesses. They are incredibly strong, fast, and agile. Along with this, they are invisible to humans. Only Ajin can see them as they are made out of invisible black matter. Because of this, they are the Ajin's best choice when going on the offensive. Most Ajin gain their black ghost the first time they reset, although some, such as Ko Nakamo, one of Kei's accomplices later on in the series, is never able to fully manifest their black ghost. While most Ajin are able to command their black ghost, Kei cannot. This is never explained in the anime, however it is explained in the manga. Kei died at birth, but since he's an Ajin, he reset and came back to life. It was seen as a miracle, and nobody thought anything of it, especially because the existence of Ajin was just making its way around the globe at the time. But since he first reset at birth, his black ghost was around him his entire life. Because it was ignored for so many years, the black ghost became disobedient when Kei acknowledged its existence. In fact, Kei's black ghost was so self-serving that it once attempted to kill Kei. Kei's black ghost also holds a high level of animosity for Ko Nakano, attempting to kill Ko almost every time they're in the same area, the reasons for which are yet to be explained. The inability to control a black ghost is actually a rather common phenomenon too. A farmer once ignored his black ghost for long enough that it developed its own habits, beginning to farm to pass the time. It's interesting to note that the farmer black ghost is not as violent as Kei's. This lends credibility to the theory that a black ghost's behavior is linked to the personality of the Ajin who creates it. Despite its homicidal tendencies, Kei's black ghost has some unique traits compared to others. For starters, aesthetically speaking, Kei has the saltine cracker of black ghosts, with his being nearly identical in shape to a regular human, with the only discerning feature being that it's a black bandage without a face. One of the more interesting things about Kei is that he can summon his black ghost more than the average Ajin, regularly summoning it 5 times a day and maxing out at 9. The reason for this is that Kei's invisible black matter is almost 3 times as dense as a normal Ajin's, allowing him to do more with less. The greatest example of this is at the end of Season 2 when Kei has his final showdown with Sato. He was previously unable to summon his IBM even though he hadn't reached the limit for that day. As Sato was about to behead Kei, he experienced a flood phenomenon, allowing him to produce roughly 12 black ghosts at once, overpowering Sato. This is one of the 2 known instances of a flood phenomenon, the other occurring in an OVA called the Nakamura Shinya incident. During the incident, an Ajin by the name of Shinya Nakamura was able to summon 12 black ghosts at once while avoiding capture. It is believed that a flood phenomenon is caused by an Ajin dying while they experience an emotional fever pitch, as this is what caused Shinya Nakamura's. But the anime shows that this may not be the case, as Kei's flood incident occurs without him dying. Aside from Kei, many other Ajin have black ghosts which provide them with unique abilities. For example, Takeshi Kotobuki, a young man who is in juvenile detention with Kei's childhood friend Kaito. The two become fairly close during their time at the detention center, where it is revealed that Kotobuki is an Ajin. Eventually, Kaito expresses that he would like to help Kei and feels guilty that he can't. Kotobuki vehemently disagrees but offers to help Kaito out anyway. Kotobuki's black ghost helps accomplish this goal by using its wings to fly Kaito over the detention center walls. Another character with a unique black ghost is Izumi Shimomura, whose black ghost has a pyramid-shaped head. While this is not nearly as impressive as the wings wielded by Kotobuki's black ghost, it still has its uses. For instance, Shimomura's black ghost is one of the only ones seen throughout the series to use a headbutt as a viable and devastating attack. With all of this in mind, one is left to wonder what makes Ajin the way they are. We know the invisible black matter is what makes them immortal, but why do they have it when others don't? Unfortunately, there's no real answer to that, at least not yet. Although the anime had its final season in 2016 and Netflix has provided no word on a renewal, the manga is still going on strong. With Volume 8 set to release in February 16th of 2021, hopefully that one will contain some more insight into what makes an Ajin. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.